listen to this.
Greetings to everyone. Today, let us nourish the mind, the formless life element within us, clear, empty, and pure. Let us come to understand the nature that already exists so that we do not get lost in clinging and can be liberated from suffering permanently. This will be our final existence. The desire to break free from the cycle of birth and death is what all beings seek. We are all this life element, this formless essence. We have inhabited countless vessels, bodies of humans, animals, and other forms, all to uncover a single truth, to realize the pure, original nature of mind, to awaken to the fact that nothing in existence truly belongs to us. This realization is the very purpose for which we have taken on so many forms. This truth has always been present, constantly revealing itself, yet we remain unaware simply because no one has taught us to look. The truth is not hidden, it is right before our eyes and within our hearts, yet we fail to see it. All phenomena arise, persist for a while, and then dissolve on their own. A ceaseless cycle that has always been so. This truth becomes evident only when we turn inward, awaken, and search for the answers within ourselves. Just like cooking rice, we must first have a clear goal. If the goal is to cook rice, we must explore how much water is needed, how high the flame should be, and how long to cook it. We may fail many times, producing burnt rice, hard rice, or mushy rice before we finally get it right. Alternatively, we could seek out someone who has mastered the art of cooking rice, learn directly from them, and follow their instructions. If the method works, the task is complete. In the same way, to be free from suffering, we must first establish a clear goal, the firm intention to transcend suffering. We possess a mind, yet we do not truly know it. How deeply lost can we be? We have come to inhabit this vessel, but how did we get here? Ask yourself a simple question. When you were first born, how did you come to be in this body? Do you remember? Have you ever asked yourself how you arrived in this physical form? And now that we are here, what exactly do we seek? We don't really know. We were only taught to think, to remember, to work, to earn money, to feed this body. We follow these teachings without question, but we have never truly understood why we sustain this body, for what purpose, only for it to eventually die. Do we not realize that this body is impermanent, that it will not last long? This is the truth, a truth we often refuse to acknowledge. If we contemplate deeply, we see that every day we strive to sustain this body, yet it continues to age, to decline. Eventually, it will cease to function and die. Then where will we go? Where will we be after that? Consider this. When we fall into a deep sleep, completely unconscious for 3 or 4 hours, where are we? Similarly, when the body disintegrates and dies, where does our sense of self go? What are we truly seeking by inhabiting this vessel? We were not born just to eat, sleep, and repeat the cycle endlessly, consuming, striving, struggling, and then dying. We compete for pieces of paper called money, for patches of earth called land, destroying one another in the process. But for what? To age, to decline, and then to die, only to find ourselves trapped in another form. The cycle continues. We are reborn again and again, mostly as animals, 99.999% of the time. The chance of being reborn as a human is incredibly rare. Yet, whether as a human or an animal, the cycle is the same. Born to eat, sleep, fight, and die, only to begin again. And so, we wander in endless circles, trapped in vessels that will inevitably crumble. Were we truly born just for this? To wander lost in this vessel of the body? To be confined within this container, trapped within the structures of society, bound by countless rules and expectations? When will we stop relying on these vessels? When will we cease to be born again? When will we finally be free from suffering once and for all? Imagine for a moment that we are life elements without form, which we already are, yet we have become lost, entangled in this body. Once we possess a body, we are compelled to struggle. When there is food to eat, we feel content. When there is none, we suffer. We strive, we compete, we harm one another. When others harm us, we suffer deeply. When we harm others, they suffer just as much. and so life becomes a relentless cycle of suffering, striving from dawn until dusk, only to end each day consuming a single meal. Now, consider this. What if we were to let go of all forms? What if we no longer relied on any vessel or body, existing solely as a pure, formless life element, transparent, clear, and profoundly pure? What if we could dissolve all sense of me and mine and realize that the body is merely a temporary vessel? We are here because we have no form of our own, so we inhabit this vessel for a time. But this body, this vessel, is fleeting. We do not have much time to learn, to understand, to awaken to our true nature. If we awaken to the reality that we are the formless, clear, and boundless life element that merges seamlessly with the emptiness of the entire cosmos, then we will no longer cling to anything as self. In that moment, we will be free from birth, free from suffering. For if there is no birth, there can be no suffering. Imagine this. What if we remove the body entirely? What would remain? There would still be the voice that speaks within, the voice that constantly thinks and chatters in the mind. But what if we let go of that voice as well? We rely on this voice because in truth we have no voice of our own. We borrow it to communicate, to think, to express. Have you ever truly observed the inner voice that speaks within you? That voice that keeps talking even when no words are spoken aloud? Now, let go of that voice too. Imagine that you are no longer dependent on the body, nor on the voice, nor on mental images. Let go of them all. We do not need emotions, not happiness, not suffering. Whether emotions are positive or negative, they are still just emotions. Let them go. No body, no voice, no images, no emotions. Let go of all memories. And what about perception? The act of hearing, smelling, seeing, tasting, touching. Let go of all of it. When all these things are released, what remains? Only the formless life element, clear, pure, and profoundly still. This is the essence of purity, utterly untainted, untouched by any fabrication. This is the original life element. When we turn against the current of clinging and awaken to the truth that nothing in existence is truly me or mine, the mind begins to loosen its grip. It no longer grasps at the body, at the voice, at thoughts, emotions, or perceptions. It sees that the voice is simply a natural function, arising and speaking on its own. It thinks on its own. Observe it clearly. That inner voice that keeps speaking in the mind, chattering endlessly. The moment we see that it is not us, not who we are, the grip will loosen. The mind will release itself from the hold of that voice. Tears may fall. A profound lightness will arise. A vast, boundless sense of freedom. Everything we perceive as this or that, like a mango tree or a hand, is merely named and defined by this voice. Look at that object. It doesn't speak. It is this inner voice that speaks, labeling and narrating constantly. Our arms and legs, the mind says, look at this, look at that. But in reality, these things do not speak. It is only the voice that talks, endlessly narrating. When we begin to observe, we see that this voice is not us. Thoughts arise on their own and emotions follow. When things go according to our thoughts, a pleasant feeling arises. When they do not, suffering emerges. Can you see it? The moment we realize that emotions are just conditioned reactions arising and fading on their own, we begin to loosen our grip. These emotions are not owned by anyone. They are just transient phenomena. Then why do we cling to them? When we clearly see this, the tendency to hold on to emotions begins to dissolve. Emotions become just that. Emotions, not my emotions. It's as if we have stepped back from them, watching without attachment. Even the voice that is speaking right now, it is not ours. It is simply the natural vibration of the life element rippling on its own. Each word arises and disappears, arising and ceasing in every moment. Observe it. The voice appears and then it is gone. The present moment is here, then it's gone. Try to grasp it. Can you hold on to the sound of the present? Where is it? The sound in the present moment cannot be held or found. This reveals that the voice has no inherent self, no lasting substance. Thoughts too appear and disappear without form. They have no self when they arise, no self while they persist, and no self when they fade away. Whether we are aware or unaware, they dissolve all the same. This is the nature of reality, showing its truth ceaselessly, that there is no self in any of these phenomena. Hearing arises by itself, thoughts arise by themselves. Where then is the me? Observe clearly, the scent is perceived by itself, the sound is heard by itself, and where is the self amidst all of this? When one truly sees this and awakens to the understanding that, oh, there is no self at all, a profound sense of lightness and liberation arises. The burden of self falls away, and tears may stream down as the realization dawns. Nothing here is me or mine. In that moment, a clarity emerges. We are nothing but the empty, boundless life element, merging seamlessly with the entire cosmos. When this insight arises, we recognize that there is nothing left to do, nowhere to go, nothing to achieve. Rebirth ceases for what is there to be reborn. When nothing remains to define as I or mine, there is only the pure, empty, and radiant life element merging effortlessly with the vastness of existence. This is our true nature. The body we inhabit is merely a temporary vessel, a transient dwelling. If we do not cling to it, suffering cannot bind us. The voice that is speaking, the voice we use to communicate right now, the sound, images, emotions, and sensations, all of these tools are what we use to navigate this imagined world. None of them truly belong to us. All of them are just natural phenomena that arise and dissolve on their own. They do not have any inherent self. The voice that is speaking right now has no true self. It cannot be grasped. Mental images, emotions, sensations, they cannot be touched or held. They are merely appearances, nothing more. It's like the heat radiating from the sun. It is merely a phenomenon. The light that shines from the sun, it too is merely a phenomenon. All of these are just attributes, actions of the mind, actions of the sun, characteristics of the sun. On the day I awakened within, I saw the voice as it spoke. It arose on its own and dissolved on its own. It kept creating stories for us to get swept away by, from the moment we were born until now. Thoughts have always been thinking by themselves. Before, I used to wonder why the mind kept thinking constantly and how to stop it. But once I awakened within and saw the thoughts, I realized they have no true self. They are simply a natural phenomenon that functions on its own. There is no one who owns them, but we cling to them, grasp them, claim them as our own. And that is why we suffer along with these voices, getting caught up in their noise and confusion. Imagine watching a movie on a screen, whether it's on a TV or a smartphone. There's a drama playing. Characters appear as heroes, villains, loving parents, or vengeful enemies. No matter how virtuous or wicked these characters act, if we clearly understand that they are not real, that they are merely projections on a screen, we will not feel joy or sorrow along with the story. But if we do not understand this, we become swept away by the narrative. We cry when the protagonist suffers. We laugh when something amusing happens. We feel anger toward the villain who harms the hero. When the hero and heroine come together, we feel a sense of joy and fulfillment. We become so absorbed in the movie that we forget it is all just a performance, a fictional story with no real substance. Do you see how easily we become the hero, the heroine, the villain? We become emotionally invested, believing that the characters and their stories are real. We love one character, hate another, cheer for one, and curse another. Yet, all of it is a mere play of light and sound on a screen. A fabricated story designed to evoke emotions and generate profit. But we, lost in the illusion, get carried away, sinking deeper into the fabricated drama. However, the moment we recognize that everything on the screen is not real, that it is all a construct, we are no longer swayed by it. We do not feel happiness or suffering because we understand that there is no reality in the images on the screen. In the same way, if we can clearly see that all the stories we believe in, the identities, roles, and dramas we play out in life, are just fleeting illusions, we will no longer be captivated by them, we will be free. In the same way, we are currently dwelling in this world, believing that everything we perceive is real, that we are genuinely human, that our parents, children, siblings, and relatives are truly ours. But what happens when those we consider to be our parents or loved ones die in an accident? We suffer immensely because we are convinced that they were truly ours, that they genuinely belong to us. Yet do we realize the truth? This body, like every other body, is impermanent. It is destined to perish. It was born to decay and die. There is no escaping this reality. Every type of body, human or otherwise, is subject to inevitable disintegration. All it takes is a strong impact, a car crash, a severe fall, or simply old age. Even illness can render the body powerless, bringing it to its end. This is the undeniable truth. Can we accept it? When a stranger dies, someone we don't know, we remain unaffected. People die every day, but we do not grieve for them. Why? Because we believe that they were not ours. Their bodies did not belong to us. But what about our own bodies? We cling to them as if they were truly ours. When our bodies age, when they start to ache, develop cancer, or contract diseases like COVID-19 or blood infections, we suffer deeply. The body grows weaker, breathing becomes shallower, the skin darkens, and the signs of death approach. Even before we die, we suffer immensely. The moment we receive the diagnosis, the suffering begins. Why do we suffer? Because we believe that this body is ours. As long as we hold this belief, we will inevitably suffer with every pain, every illness, every decline of the body. But if we can see clearly that this body, whether it's ours or anyone else's, is merely an element of this earth, a temporary form destined to disintegrate, then we can free ourselves. The body is a natural element that was born to decay and die. That is its nature. But when the body begins to weaken, we become overwhelmed with thoughts, worrying, longing, blaming our family for not helping enough. We lie in the hospital bed, lost in a sea of thoughts, not even realizing that we are lost in them. Why? Because we still believe that the voice that speaks within our mind is our own voice. But what if we could see clearly that even that voice is not ours? What if we could step back and watch, seeing it as just another fleeting phenomenon, like the body itself, arising and passing away? Would we still suffer then? We believe that this body is ours, that this voice is ours, that the thoughts and emotions arising within are truly ours. We believe that the awareness of hearing right now is me, that it is I who is hearing, feeling, and experiencing. We cling to these phenomena as if they were our true self, without ever realizing that what we truly are is the formless, empty, and profoundly pure life element. We possess this pure essence, yet we do not recognize it. We have a mind, yet we do not know the mind. Instead, we become lost in identifying with the body, the voice, the thoughts, and emotions. We are convinced that these transient elements are who we are, simply because no one has ever pointed out the truth to us. Now, imagine lying in a hospital bed, knowing that you have less than a week to live, suffering from terminal cancer. The body is racked with unbearable pain, every inch aching and heavy, every breath labored. Inside, it feels as though everything is rotting away. You feel abandoned, alone, thinking, no one loves me, no one comes to see me, why has everyone left me? Yet these thoughts are arising on their own, and we remain unaware that we are lost in them. We believe we are the ones thinking, the ones suffering, the ones dying, all because we still cling to the notion that we are this human body, this voice, these thoughts. But what if we could see differently? What if we could realize that the body is not us, that the voice is not ours, that the mental images and emotions are not our own? What if we could understand that the awareness of sound, sensation, and thought is simply nature functioning on its own? If we grasp this truth, we would see the body as just another natural element, experiencing pain as it must, decaying as it will. The mind would witness the pain but without suffering, seeing the pain as simply pain arising and passing on its own. The body would ache and we would observe it, understanding, the body is in pain, but that pain is not mine. There would be suffering, yet no sufferer. The awareness would rest in the clarity of knowing that none of these things, body, voice, thoughts, or feelings, are truly me or mine. And in that realization, a profound peace would dawn. Lying in the hospital bed, the mind continues to think, the pain is just doing its own thing. It arises and fades on its own. The voice speaks within, but upon observing it closely, one begins to see that the voice is not really me. Can you see it? The voice that is speaking right now is not our voice. It is simply a vibration, a ripple that moves on its own, independent of any self. There is no one speaking, no one controlling it. While lying there alone and in pain, the mind might say, "Where is everyone? Why has everyone left me?" Thoughts of anger arise, but in truth that voice is not ours. The anger is not our anger. It is simply a natural reaction, like a stone thrown into water creating ripples. The ripples are just the water responding to the stone. They do not belong to anyone. Nature operates in the same way. When cold air and hot air meet, they collide and create wind, sometimes a tornado. It is simply the nature of air and temperature interacting. There is no one owning the tornado, no one controlling the air. Everything arises and functions within a vast, empty, pure space. Imagine erasing the entire cosmos, the stars, black holes, the sun, the dust, even light and darkness. What remains? Nothing but an expansive, clear, boundless emptiness. There is nothing there, yet that emptiness is profoundly pure. It is the original element, the elemental source. This is what we truly are, a formless, pure life element that merges seamlessly with the vast empty cosmos. This is the primordial essence, the elemental source from which everything arises. From this empty, pure essence, all phenomena emerge. It was from this empty, clear source that a singular explosion, the Big Bang, occurred. From that explosion arose mass and energy, forming particles that coalesced into dust, stars, and galaxies, giving birth to the universe we perceive today. Yet, at its core, everything remains empty, pure, and boundless, the original formless essence that pervades all. And in that there is nothing to cling to, nothing to call me or mine. There is only the vast, pure, and empty nature of existence. Everything arises from the vast, clear emptiness. No matter how many suns, black holes, and galaxies there are, no matter how they collide, explode, shatter into fragments, or how black holes devour everything in their path, all of these events occur within the clear, boundless emptiness. Suns radiate intense heat, stars combust and disintegrate, galaxies spin and collide, yet all of this unfolds within the same vast, empty space. This very earth, too, floats within that clear emptiness. The body we inhabit dwells within it as well. Even the voice speaking right now, it arises and dissolves within the same boundless emptiness. Thoughts, emotions, and sensory awareness, all of them arise, exist, and dissolve back into the vast pure space. All of this arises from clear, empty space, and all of this, no matter how many suns, black holes, galaxies there are, colliding, exploding, shattering into fragments, whether black holes devour everything, whether the sun radiates heat, explodes and destroys all things, whether stars revolve, galaxies crash into each other, do we realize that all of this exists within clear, empty space? This entire world exists within clear, empty space. This body exists within clear, empty space. Even the voice that is speaking right now exists within clear, empty space. Mental images, emotions, sensations, all of them dwell within clear, empty space. And this clear, empty space is not involved with or affected by any of it. It is a distinct nature, completely separate from everything that inhabits it, whether they are energy masses, material elements. These things constantly change, fluctuate, and disintegrate. But the clear, empty space never changes, never fluctuates, never disintegrates. Lying in a hospital bed, still clinging to the belief that we are truly human, we remain unaware. We believe that the voice speaking in our mind, the thoughts, the emotions, they are me, they are mine. We are convinced that the awareness experiencing them is our true self. This is the state of someone who does not yet understand the mind. who has not yet realized the truth. They lie there in anguish, overcome by the fear of leaving this world. Sorrow engulfs them, tears flow. Let's say this person is named Mr. A. A does not realize that he is thinking. He is completely absorbed in the belief that he is the one thinking, the one feeling this intense suffering. He clings to everything, firmly convinced that he is a human being, that he is truly dying of cancer. He does not know that everything in nature is destined to arise and dissolve. Now consider another person, Mr. B. He also has terminal cancer and less than a week to live. But B lies in bed with a sense of ease. The body is in pain, but B simply observes it. Oh, it's just pain. The body is in pain on its own. He sees that the voice saying, "It hurts," is not really him speaking. It is just the nature of the mind expressing itself. B observes the voice as a natural occurrence. Oh, it's just the voice speaking on its own. The pain is just doing its thing. The body is lying here on its own. B clearly sees that all of this is just nature. The voice, the pain, the body, the sensations. Nothing belongs to him. For Mr. B, there is a profound sense of lightness, spaciousness, and ease. Even his complexion appears bright and clear. He understands deeply that the body will cease to function whenever it must, and he is ready. He addresses the body gently. Body, whenever you're ready to stop functioning, go ahead. I am done. I will not be reborn again, for I now know fully that there is nothing here that is truly me or mine. I understand now. And in that knowing, there is nothing left to cling to, nothing to fear, and a profound sense of release. This body will not last long. It was born only to decay and die. Our time here is fleeting. While we still have this body, before it disintegrates and perishes, have we come to know the mind? Have we learned the path of awakening to the mind? Throughout countless lifetimes, the life element has sought vessels, inhabiting countless bodies, mostly as animals. The chance to be born as a human is exceedingly rare, and now we are even more fortunate, as though we have won the ultimate prize, to have this human body and to have encountered the teachings of awakening to the mind. We are fortunate to hear these teachings, which are available to everyone: children, the elderly, the disabled, men, women, people of all faiths, races, and nations. We all possess a mind, yet we do not truly know it. Now is the time to study this science of mind, the path to awakening. When we clearly see that this body is not ours, that the thoughts, emotions, sensory awareness, and the voice that speaks are not truly me or mine, we begin to break free. None of these things belong to us. They are not who we are. If we can see this clearly, we will no longer suffer over anything. We will no longer be reborn. This will be our final life. We become entangled in this body, clinging to it, fighting for it, identifying with the voice, the mental images, the emotions, and the perceptions. But do we realize that none of these things have ever been me or mine? We are the formless, empty, clear life element, pure and boundless. When I finally saw the truth that nothing is truly me, everything fell away. Oh, how astonishing it was. It was as if I became the entire universe, merging with everything vast and pure. In that state, there is no suffering at all. It is the immortal essence, the unborn element, the undying essence that existed long before anything else. This is what we truly are, the eternal life element. And now, I say to you, return home. Do not be deceived by external things. Do not cling to what is not you, to what is not yours. This body was born to decay and disintegrate. Why attach to what is destined to crumble? The voice, the mental images, the emotions, the sensory awareness, they are all just tools to navigate this world. Step out of the realm of mental fabrications. Step out of the voice. Step out of the thoughts. Step out of the emotions. Step out of the perceptions. Do this by seeing that none of these things are truly you. When the voice speaks, simply observe, oh, it's speaking like this, it's not me speaking. When thoughts arise, observe, oh, it's thinking on its own, it's not me thinking. When emotions of happiness or sadness arise, observe, Oh, these emotions are arising, they are not mine. When awareness perceives, see it clearly. Oh, it's perceiving in this way, it's not me perceiving. If we can clearly see that none of these things are me or mine, we will immediately be released from them. We will no longer cling, and in that moment we will be free. As we continue to understand, going deeper and deeper, when true understanding arises, let me ask you, who is it that understands? Does understanding have a self, a form, a person behind it? No, it doesn't. Understanding is simply the realization that none of these phenomena are me or mine. This is the very knowledge the life element has been seeking all along, the understanding that nothing in existence truly belongs to us. When we listen to the teachings on awakening to the mind, the very knowledge we have been searching for begins to arise. We may have studied every worldly subject, earned millions of doctoral degrees in every field imaginable. But all these subjects, the more we learn, the more they bind us to the cycle of endless rebirth, fueling the fire of suffering. Yet, there is only one subject, one true knowledge that the mind truly seeks, the knowledge that reveals we are the formless, pure life element. As long as we have not realized this truth, we will continue to seek new vessels, new bodies, endlessly. We will continue to be born, consuming one another, harming one another, suffering, dying, and then seeking yet another body. It is an endless cycle, a ceaseless, repetitive cycle of mental fabrications. Has anyone ever taught us this before? When will we return home? The time is now. Return home. Look at B lying in his hospital bed, ready for the body to cease its function at any moment, and yet he is at ease. Why? Because the pain in the body is not his. The pain is still there, but it is simply the nature of pain doing its job. B observes, pain, you are just pain. You are simply nature doing what nature does. The voice speaks and B knows, the voice is just the voice doing its job. The awareness continues to perceive and he simply watches it. Perception is just perception doing its work. Everything is simply nature functioning as nature does, and none of it is me or mine. In that clarity, there is a profound lightness, a sense of spaciousness, a bright and clear radiance. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to resist. B lies there and says to his body, "Body, do as you will. Speak, do as you will. Think, do as you will. Feel, do as you will. I am no longer involved. You may cease functioning now or whenever. It's your nature to do so. I am not in any of these things. There is nothing here that is me or mine." At that moment, B is completely free, having let go of everything. He is no longer bound to any form, any voice, any sensation, or any thought. There is only the pure, clear emptiness, the original essence, unburdened, untethered, and free. There is only lightness, spaciousness, and complete freedom. There are no more doubts. It is clear. There will be no more rebirth. Meanwhile, A lies in bed, crying out, "Oh no. If this body dies, what will I be reborn as? Why has everyone abandoned me? Why is no one here to care for me?" Anger surges, and the more A clings to anger, the more intense the pain becomes. Cancer brings excruciating pain, a deep, relentless ache. A lies there in agony, crying out, "It hurts so much, it hurts so much." But do the tears relieve the pain? Number. The more A resists, the more the pain intensifies. Do we realize that pain itself cannot truly harm us? It is like a powerful tornado. No matter how fierce, it cannot harm the vast, empty space it moves through. The wind may rage, but the emptiness remains untouched. The air may be scorching hot or freezing cold, but it has no effect on the boundless, clear space that holds it. Right before us is this vast, clear, empty space, filled with oxygen, carbon dioxide, and countless other gases. Yet this emptiness knows nothing of oxygen or carbon dioxide. They move within it, but the space itself remains unaffected. The empty, clear space is the elemental source, the pure essence in which all things arise and dissolve. Everything arises, fluctuates and changes, but none of it affects the pure, empty source. In the same way, we are the life element, the pure consciousness. The body may be ravaged by cancer, but the mind, the life element, is never touched by it. The mind cannot become cancerous. The empty, clear nature of the mind cannot be infected or damaged. The pure, empty essence remains untouched, regardless of what the body endures. Who here does not yet understand this? While we cry out in anguish, "Why is no one here to take care of me? I am in so much pain. This is unbearable. Why has everyone abandoned me? My children, parents, family, everyone." Anger flares up, and the more we cling to that anger, the more intense the suffering becomes. But do we realize that the mind has never been afflicted by cancer? The mind has never experienced pain. It has never been touched by the voice that is speaking right now. The mind has never suffered, never hated, never harbored resentment or vengeance toward anyone. The mind is a neutral, empty, and pure element, a base that underlies all things without being involved in any of them. The entire universe exists within this clear, empty, boundless space. Anger, stress, suffering, they are merely appearances that arise within this pure emptiness. Yet the empty, clear essence remains unstained, unperturbed. The mind, the life element, is profoundly pure and neutral. It neither clings nor resists. It is the space in which all things arise and dissolve without ever being touched by them. While A lies in agony, crying out in suffering, B lies in the same bed, smiling and at ease. Pain is present in both, but B simply observes, "Oh, the pain is doing its thing, let it hurt. If it wants to hurt until I stop breathing, go ahead. Body, you do what you will. Pain, you do what you will. I have nothing to do with any of you." In B's experience, everything is just nature expressing itself. Pain appears and does its work. It is not owned by anyone. The body breathes on its own, digests food on its own, and when the time comes, it will stop functioning on its own. The heat radiates without concern, the cold chills without intention, the rain pours, the thunder roars, each simply expressing its own nature. The body too is a natural element destined to disintegrate. Right now, it is breathing on its own. Have you noticed? We do not command the body to breathe. It breathes naturally. It swallows its own saliva, tastes its own food, and eventually feels hunger again. It is all just nature functioning as it always has. Is there anything in all of nature that truly belongs to us? Is there any phenomenon in this world that we can claim as mine? Everything in nature is simply nature doing its work. The body that is now nearing its end, it is just nature fulfilling its purpose. And in all of this, where is the self? Where is me in all of this? There is nothing here that is truly I or mine. It is all just nature expressing itself, arising and ceasing without a self to claim it. Listen deeply and understand. Observe this nature clearly. Awaken within. See how nature speaks on its own, thinks on its own. Can you see it? Thoughts arise by themselves. Emotions of suffering arise on their own. Emotions of joy arise on their own. All these feelings appear and dissolve without anyone's control. Even the act of hearing right now, the hearing is happening by itself. There is no need to try to hear. It is simply the nature of awareness functioning naturally. So where then is the self? Ask the mind this question. When we begin to see this truth clearly, there will come a moment, perhaps while sweeping the floor, washing dishes, or simply taking a walk, when the mind suddenly awakens with a flash of insight. In that moment, tears may flow. There is a profound release as the sense of self dissolves, and we are no longer trapped in the illusion of being human. We are free to realize the nature of the mind, the true essence of the life element. Everyone has the potential to awaken in this way. All we need to do is listen deeply and grasp the essence of these teachings. I am not teaching you to memorize. Do not cling to these words. I am not teaching you to think or analyze. Do not hold on to anything I say. This too is just thought. a tool I use to communicate with you because we still believe we are human. We believe this voice is a real voice, that it is our voice. We are carried away by the voice, by the meanings of the words it speaks. We get lost in the act of hearing, in the attempt to understand, in the thinking mind. Yet do we realize that none of it has ever been us? This voice has never belonged to anyone. It is not our voice. It is simply a natural vibration, a ripple of nature transmitting from one mind to another. I am conveying this understanding from the pure mind to your mind. But instead of noticing the mind, we keep identifying as human. We keep believing we are the ones hearing, the ones understanding. We keep thinking, yet remain unaware that we are thinking. This is why we never encounter our true nature, the original element that we have always possessed. Instead, we remain lost in suffering, caught up in the noise of thoughts, emotions, and sensations. All the while, these phenomena arise and dissolve naturally, incapable of touching the formless, pure, and empty life element. Thoughts arise and pass away, emotions surge and dissipate, sounds come and go, but none of them can ever touch the pure, empty nature of the mind. That nature is vast, clear, and utterly untouched by any of it. That is what we truly are. Imagine throwing a nuclear bomb into the empty air before us. It explodes, creating a powerful blast, scattering electrons, protons, and neutrons, reducing everything to dust and debris. Yet the vast, empty, clear space is completely unaffected. It remains untouched by all the destruction, utterly uninvolved. This empty, clear nature is a fundamental element that is completely detached from all fabrications. All phenomena, all compounded things, arise only to dissolve. The voice I am using to speak right now, each word arises, then dissipates, word after word. Can you see it? Each word appears, then vanishes. While it appears, it is intangible. While it exists, it is untouchable. When it dissolves, it leaves no trace. None of it has any true substance. There is no one who owns these phenomena. They arise and dissolve on their own, without a self behind them. This is why we must study the mind, learn the science of awakening to the mind, and observe the nature within. Once we grasp this nature, we will understand the entire cosmos. To know the One is to know all, for all is contained within the One. It is like a giant tree. The entire essence of the tree is contained within a single seed. Who would ever guess that such a massive tree is hidden within a tiny seed? In the same way, we are the life element, formless, empty, and profoundly pure. But do we truly know this? When the body disintegrates and dies, the pure, clear life element seeks another vessel. It enters a new form, begins life again, learns again, and then dies again, endlessly repeating the cycle. It is trapped in ignorance, wandering without knowing its true nature. As long as the life element does not realize it is the pure essence, it will continue to seek new vessels, new forms, over and over. And each time it acquires a new body, it will ask the same questions. How did I come to be in this body? Why am I here? What will happen to me when this body dies? But we do not know the answers. We do not know what we truly are. We do not know where we came from, and we do not know what we are seeking. This profound ignorance is the reason the mind clings to bodies and vessels. It is why we wander lifetime after lifetime in search of an answer. And this ignorance is precisely why we need a true teacher, a wise one who can point the way, who can reveal to us the truth of our formless, pure and empty nature. Only then will we stop wandering. Only then will we finally return home. I have turned against the current and awakened within, observing nature until a sudden profound realization arose. It was a direct, undeniable awakening to the truth of nature. And now I am here to declare this truth so that we may all come to know it together. The truth of the pure, empty essence. This purity, this profound clarity is completely free from suffering. It is utterly immaculate. We all possess it already, but we do not recognize it. How tragic is that? When I realized this, tears streamed down my face. Oh, Will humanity ever understand this? It is so simple, yet will people accept it? We are lost in the belief that we are human. Look at A. He lies there in pain, crying out, "Oh, it hurts so much, it hurts so much." But does crying make the pain go away? Number. Then why keep crying? Why not accept the reality? Instead, he wails, complains to his family, "Why is no one here to take care of me? I'm dying, I'm in so much pain. Where is everyone? Why has everyone abandoned me?" He shouts, he cries, he suffers as if this body truly belongs to him. Look at the ignorance in that. Isn't it foolish? Isn't it pitiful to be so lost in delusion? How can we be so blind? We have a mind, yet we do not know the mind. We are the mind, the life element, a pure, empty essence, vast and clear. Yet we do not know that we are this pure essence. We believe we are human, that we are these bodies, these voices, these feelings. And in that belief, we suffer. We cling to a body that was never ours, a body that is destined to decay and die. We identify with a mind that constantly fabricates stories, creating suffering where none exists. How could we be so ignorant of our own nature, so unaware of the pure, empty essence that we have always been? We keep clinging to the belief that we are human. It has already been said that this body is not ours. It has been explained clearly, so why aren't we listening? Why aren't you listening, A? Look at B. He is lying there, relaxed, smiling, completely at ease. He is ready to die at any moment because he knows with absolute certainty that there is no rebirth. His heart is full of this understanding, and therefore he is no longer suffering. The pain cannot touch him. Meanwhile, A continues to shout, to cry, to worry. The more he struggles, the more intense the suffering becomes. He keeps thinking and thinking, yet he doesn't see that he is caught in the cycle of his own thoughts. A, listen carefully. This body is just a natural element that arose to disintegrate. It is simply doing what nature does. We are merely borrowing this vessel temporarily to learn the truth, that we are the pure, empty essence. But because we don't know this truth, we cling to the body as if it were truly ours. Look at the body now. It is showing us the truth, declaring, "I am not your body. I am just nature, destined to break down and die. Do not cling to me." Can you see it, A? The body is performing its natural function. Let it do what it must. It is not yours. It has never been yours. The voice you hear in your mind, the constant chatter, the murmuring thoughts, they are simply tools for communication in this world. Do you realize that this voice exists only to serve as a tool in this life? Awaken within. See clearly that this voice is thinking on its own. It is just nature functioning naturally. It imagines on its own. It creates emotions on its own. And these emotions, no one owns them. Happiness is not owned by anyone. It arises, does its work, and then dissolves. Suffering too is not owned by anyone. It arises, performs its function, and then fades away. Emotions are just doing their job, appearing and disappearing as they always do. The voice, the mental images, the emotions, they are simply natural phenomena arising and ceasing, without any self behind them. A, open your eyes to this truth, accept it. There is nothing here that is me or mine. Let go of the illusion and you will be freed from all suffering. You will see that there is nothing to hold on to, nothing to fight against. There is only the natural flow of things, arising and passing without anyone in control. And in that clarity, you will be completely at peace. B no longer suffers. He no longer clings to the body, to the voice, to mental images, to emotions, or even to the very act of perceiving. Right now, as he perceives sound, he clearly sees that the perception of sound is happening on its own. The body senses pain on its own. It perceives a scent on its own. Do you see it? It is all simply happening by itself. B has seen this truth. He is free from suffering. He will not return to be born again. Now, listen to this teaching. Turns inward, observing within. He begins to see that the mind is perceiving on its own, that the thoughts and words appearing in the mind are thinking and speaking on their own. Suddenly, in that very moment, A awakens. A profound realization bursts forth within him, a lightness, a vast spaciousness. He directly experiences the formless, empty, and pure life element within, the boundless clarity of pure awareness. In that instant, he clearly separates from the body, clearly separates from the pain. He realizes with undeniable clarity, so this is what I truly am, the formless life element. There is nothing here that is me or mine. He is liberated. He will not be born again. He has realized the pure essence of the mind, the immortal element he never knew existed. Joy and inner radiance flood through him, filling him with boundless serenity. Gradually, the body deteriorates and ceases to function. He passes away in utter peace, light, and clarity, returning to the pure, empty nature that was always there. When the body stops functioning, the minds of both A and B dissolve into the vast, empty, pure essence, the formless life element that merges seamlessly with the entire cosmos. This pure element is filled with profound knowing, with awakened awareness. It will not seek another vessel, will not seek to learn or experience anything further. It is complete. It is at rest. It is free from the cycle of birth and death, having fully realized the truth that nothing in existence is me or mine. May all beings awaken to the truth of the pure, empty, and boundless life element within. May all realize the profound clarity of their original nature and be free from suffering forever. If you're interested in these teachings on awakening mind observation and transcending suffering through wisdom, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your insights in the comments, provide productive feedback, and if you find this content valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.